Salutations everyone, this is Razor bringing you guys Titanfall Beta gameplay. Played the game a lot to its fullest extent so I can give you guys my full impressions on the beta. I maxed out my level, unlocked everything you can unlock with outside of a couple attachments that I probably wouldn't use anyway. There's not a whole lot of useful attachments in the beta, at least, probably in the full game as well. And betas do give you a good taste of what is to come in the full game. A lot of people love to say that, oh, the beta and the full game are totally different. They're not totally different, guys. A good beta means a good game. A bad beta means a bad game. That's just the way it works. It's always been one-to-one to me when it comes to how it exemplifies the gameplay experience of the full retail release game. I've played a lot of betas and it all ends up the same. So I played the multiplayer. Well, I guess multiplayer is self-explanatory because it's a multiplayer only game. There's no campaign or other game modes to it. So I unlocked everything there is to do. I played all the game modes. There's only 3 available: attrition, which is team deathmatch, hardpoint domination, which is domination, and Titan on Titan, last Titan standing, which is self-explanatory. I mean, it's pretty fun. Obviously, people are going to be in the honeymoon stages for it a lot. Overall, I think its lasting appeal isn't going to be very long. But if you have the money to buy all the games that you want, I say you should pick this up. Just because, it'll give you a good amount of fun. The achievements will probably be really easy too. But if you can only buy a few games a year, you might want to hold off. But it definitely has some, entertainment value. It's a, very fast-paced, twitchy first-person shooter action with, these Titans involved, which really sets it apart from every other first-person multiplayer game out there. The Titans is what really makes it different, what really sets it apart. To try to make this out to be a Call of Duty killer or a Call of Duty replacement or a Call of Duty type game, I think is inaccurate. This does not feel like a Call of Duty game. What it feels like to me is it feels like Crisis, like mobility and speed on Halo-sized maps with your classic, vanilla, bland, not too important weapons. In Call of Duty, weapons are very, very important. They're very different from each other, and they control the way that the game works. In Titanfall, the weapons, at least the foot soldiers' weapons, and Titans, have a little bit of customization as well. There's a decent bit of customization in this game, not a whole lot. It's very, very neutral across the board as when you come to the appeal of this game. This is going to appeal hugely to casual players. This game screams casual. It is by no means a super duper hardcore game, and I know Call of Duty for some people isn't a super duper hardcore game, and I would respect that opinion, and there's definitely reasons to think that. But it is very different from Call of Duty, so I think it would be ill-advised to compare this to Call of Duty because it's a different type of game. It plays very differently. There is only a few weapons available. I don't imagine there's going to be a whole lot of different weapons in this game. There's this assault rifle, there's an SMG, there's a shotgun, there are 2 secondary pistols, 1 semi-automatic, 1 fully automatic, and there's a smart pistol, which is a primary, which I'll get to in a little bit because that thing is freaking crazy. There's 2 different types of grenades. You use the arc grenade, guys. The arc grenade is a billion times better than the just regular frag grenade. I've used it a third of the time as the normal grenade, and I've gotten over triple the kills. I mean, just look at that. Bam. Arc grenade is boss. There's only like 2 or 3 different perks in the 4 perk slots. It doesn't handle the same way as Call of Duty, and they don't affect the game as much. They're very, very minor tweaks that really, comes up to preference. There's also these things called burn cards, which we've seen in other games where it's a one-time use card. You unlock all types of cards that'll make you run faster, or your cooldown time to call in a Titan will be decreased, or you'll unlock a special LMG or sniper rifle that shoots explosive rounds for 1 life. All of them are pretty much 1 life, at least the ones that I've used so far. So, those add a little bit of element of randomness to the game. The Titans are kind of fun. There's not a whole lot to learn. This game is, like I said, very, very, very casual. It's not hard to learn. It's not hard to do well in this game. It's very fast-paced. It's very action-packed. I think people are going to like it overall, like most games. I think it's going to get a sequel. I think it's going to do fairly well, but it's not going to be the hardcore shooter that many people want or expect it to be. Like I said, it's very, very casual. The people who play video games on multiplayer, for first-person shooters especially, they're going to... The casual guys are going to eat this up. They're going to love it. They're going to love the animations. They're going to love the things that the Titans do. And they're going to like... The graphics, whatever. They're on par with 360, PlayStation 3. You know, this is no Dead Rising 3 or... You know, whatever the best looking game on the PS4 is right now, Resistance. So, you know, graphically it's not going to win any awards. It's very fast paced. The connection, while, you know, it is a beta, it's going to be very different. It's pretty darn good. The connection was pretty good. The hit detection seemed there. The weapon balance, you know, whatever. The weapons, like I said, they don't seem to affect the game as much as they would in a Call of Duty or a Battlefield. It's not like hardcore in that sense, but you know, it doesn't really need to be. The assault rifle here is you know, the best really overall gun to use. The smart pistol, which like I said before, has a built-in aimbot to it. You just, if your enemy's in the field of view, if it's a bot, it'll line up an automatic headshot up to, like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 headshots with one pull of the trigger. And if you're engaging an enemy pilot or another person, then it'll take a little bit longer to lock on, but it'll still give you an instant kill. That thing is overpowered as fuck. The first time I used it, I got 73 kills with just using the pistol. I didn't use my Titan, if at all. And the Titans you don't have to get into if you don't want to. I feel like they affect the game a little too much, especially in Hardpoint, which I don't enjoy as much as Attrition, which is basically Team Deathmatch, and Hardpoint is basically Domination. It's called Hardpoint Domination. You can set your Titan into guard mode to guard the area that it landed in, or you can set it to follow mode where it follows you, and it does pick up some kills. It's definitely, you know, it's going to probably get you a couple kills unless you just get instantly destroyed. When it comes to Titan on Titan action, it looks cool when you're not in a Titan. Just seeing these giant robots, you know, sometimes moving kind of fast, throwing out all this firepower. It does seem kind of cool, but when you're in the Titans, they're really, the Titan 1-on-1 battles really aren't that interesting. You all each have a shield or electric smoke. At least those were the two abilities available in the beta. And I know there's going to be more in the full retail game, and then you got rockets or salvo homing rockets, and then your primary weapon. And really, it's easy to be in a Titan and do well. You just have to, you know, play your cards right. And when it comes to Titan 1-on-1 battles, as long as you're not outnumbered, you can pretty much win any fight. They're not that exciting. The movement's kind of cool. The climbing on walls and things, you know, helps, you know, quicken the game pace, and it makes shotguns useful. The EVA shotgun is the only one that they let you use in the game. It's pretty good. It's as useful as most shotguns would be in a multiplayer game. It's absolutely useless at, you know, mid-long to really long range. It'll destroy bots like nobody's business. The AI in this game is atrocious, is absolutely terrible. Most of the time they'll never shoot at you. I would be hard-pressed to figure out a time where I got killed by an enemy. It's easy to hold an 8 or 10 KD without even trying, and if you were trying, 10 plus KD easy in this game. And they're split up differently between pilot kills and you know, enemy bot kills. The sniping, there is only one sniper in the game. I don't feel the sniping is going to be very crucial to this game as it is in other competitive shooters. It's okay. It feels like a sniper rifle that would use in a 2003 multiplayer game. It doesn't feel like you're using a gun as much as you are using a very high sensitivity circle that kills people through its crosshairs. So I don't think the sniper rifle is going to be very useful. The assault rifle, pretty much no recoil on that baby, and it'll destroy you in long range more often than sniper. It can be nice for a niche role to take out some campers and whatnot, but for the most part, it's pretty useless, at least this one. And the way that sniping works, I don't think is going to be very effective. I don't know if quick scoping is a thing. I'm not a quick scoper, so I don't know how to test that in the best way possible. But even it is in the game, it's not going to be a factor. Sniping is not really going to be a big thing in this game. The spawns are kind of bad. I've spawned with people looking at me, and I've spawned right in the middle of, enemy fire. So the spawn isn't great. Connection's alright. Hit detection's pretty darn good. AI is terrible. The weapons aren't important, but at least there's some variety. And overall, I think this is going to be a game that, loses its luster after a very short while. It's going to be a hit with casual players. But when it comes to the hardcore gamers, this is not going to fit it. This is not going to fit the role. It's going to be fun for, 20 or 30 hours. But after that, it's going to wear off. This game doesn't have a whole lot to offer. Its replayability isn't on par with a Call of Duty, and I'm not defending the the current Call of Duty or even the recent ones. If you don't like those, but if you want a hardcore, really competitive, a high replayability game, go with Halo, go with Battlefield 4. Call of Duty has some ups on this game as well, but overall, it's a fun game. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. A lot of people are overhyping it just because they're in the honeymoon phase, like I said, but it's a game that's not going to hold your attention for a very long time, I can see. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think below. I'll answer any questions that you have about the beta, and I will see you guys next time for plenty more Titanfall footage, so stay tuned.